Welcome to NFL Pick'em for the week of
Week 9.
Week 9.
Fingers.
My fingers too cold to do that. Go. Alright, so what do you think about Randy Moss?
Randy Moss.
That's the only thing I can't top of my head to talk about here.
He's more
Enough
redneck
said.
than all three of us combined. That's
Enough
what
said.
I say.
Spent a month with the Vikings, now he's in Tennessee. I think that's a good
It was
place.
a month?
It's about a month.
Enough
I think.
said.
I didn't think it was a month yet.
Enough said.
But he's in Tennessee now. I think it's a good place for him. It'll help them get their running game going.
Well, I figured it would be, something would happen. I mean, he was playing his former team, the one that he already he made sure he left during this season. I mean, you knew the Vikings weren't going to beat the Patriots, so you knew something was going to happen with Moss. Whether upset or not, something was going to happen because his former team beat him.
All right, let's get to the picks. First off, we have the 5-2 Buccaneers at the 5-2 Falcons.
That's going to be the game of the week.
I'm going to put money that say both of y'all said Falcons.
We did say Falcons.
I had to say Falcons.
And I'm going to go against y'all and say Bucks.
All right, I figured he's gonna try to go against us.
Well,
Tampa's quarterback is always, when he was playing in the NCAA the past few years, that he always showed up big in big games. He always had big games when it was a big game. They needed a win. He performed. I say this is a big game and he's going to perform.
All right, so you got Falcons. I like the Falcons. They've looked good this season so far.
Why? Because they beat the Saints in overtime by 3. That was
They're
a fluke.
5-2. They lost to the Steelers.
Yeah,
and
but
who
the
else?
Bucks are 5-2.
the Bucks came
It's
off a
gonna be a
big win
toss-up
last
game.
week. It's going to be a toss-up game. The only downfall is the reason I got to pick the Falcons is when the Falcons are at home, they win.
All right, next up we have the Bears at the Bills, who almost got their first win last week.
Almost.
7 weeks winless.
Well, does anybody want to say they get their
Wait,
first win this
Hendricks.
week?
I'm not saying it.
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say the Bears.
I'm saying Bears.
I'm going Bears.
The Bears.
Next up we have the Patriots at the Browns.
Well, the Browns ain't going to the Super Bowl for one, so I'm going with the Patriots and Brady. Brady.
I got to go with the Patriots too. They're looking pretty good. They're 6-1, and in fact, of all the teams that we have on the sheet, they're the only ones that are 6-1 that only have one loss for the season.
Yeah, I gotta go Patriots here. I don't think the Browns beat the Saints, but I don't think they're gonna beat Tom Brady. And
He's
I'll
not. They're not going to beat the
I'll
Brady
make the
bunch.
prediction that I really think that the Patriots are going to go pretty far in the postseason.
Yeah.
If they don't go to the Super Bowl, they lose out in the championship game.
So we're picking the Brady bunch, are we?
That's what I'm picking.
Okay.
All right, next up we have the Jets at the Lions.
No questions asked. I'm going to go with the New York Jets. They're 5-2. Lions, if you roll that record, the Jets record around, you'll get theirs. They're 2-5. Jets are going to pull it out.
Yeah, Robert.
I'm going to go Jets.
Go Jets.
Well, you know, we all picked the Jets last week, and then they didn't perform against the Packers.
Who picked
So
the
you're
Jets
picking
last
Lions?
week?
Well, I picked you were the only one that picked the Packers. You son of
Yeah,
I was about to say,
he
I
was
picked the
lucky.
Packers. Now, where
that was
is-
the only win he got on us.
a... Yeah.
I mean, I did pick the upsets because I picked like 3.
You better go check that, because if you didn't remember that, you probably didn't
I
put
remembered
it.
it. I watched the video and calculated all the standings.
Yay.
So we all picked the Jets, right?
Yes.
All right. Cardinals at the Vikings.
Vikings, seriously. Brett Favre, you're too old. Get out there. You're hurting the Vikings. Get out. I'm going with the Arizona Cardinals here. No questions asked.
So you're not saying with Randy Moss gone that the Vikings can't win?
Okay.
Read what you got.
I gotta say Vikings here. Cardinals are very inexperienced on both sides of the ball this season. If Brett Favre, performs, Adrian Peterson, if all they work good, they'll win. But if not, then well, that's a loss for me.
Well, I'm going to go with you because if the Vikings lose, then I lose. So I'm going to pick the Vikings. I'm only picking the Vikings for one reason. I think they're just going to get lucky and just luck up and win. That's I just got a feeling they're just going to get lucky and win.
What ship did you sail on?
All right, we got the Saints at the Panthers. This should be an easy pick, but
No,
I'm not saying anything.
it's not an easy pick. I'm gonna pick that one right there.
Well, everybody picked the Saints to beat the Falcons, and it was the other way around.
I picked the Falcons.
I picked the Falcons. Where are you at, Bo?
He didn't pick that week.
Yeah, I didn't pick that week, but oh well. I'm probably gonna say, I mean, it would be cool if the Panthers beat the Saints, but I think the Saints are really
Saints are gonna take it home.
The Saints are starting to figure out what they're doing. I mean, like I said last week, the Saints are that post Super Bowl winning team. Following year after they win the Super Bowl, it's all downhill. But I think they're going to be just mediocre.
I got to pick the Saints here. They will win if Drew Brees doesn't throw 4 interceptions.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
Yeah.
Like they did against the Browns and lost. Next up, we have the Dolphins at the Ravens.
I'm going with Ray Lewis's boys. I think they're going to pull it out with no trouble at all, even though the Dolphins can do it.
Reed.
I got to go Ravens. They got a good defense, and if their offense performs, their defense
Yeah,
will
they
keep
win.
it close.
Now, what? Say something about the Dolphins. Why not the Dolphins? Really?
I don't know.
'Cause
I got a feeling the Ravens
They're
are
not
gonna
the
win.
84 Dolphins. I'm not caring about it. Weren't it 84 that they won 14-1 or
I don't know.
something like
remember.
that?
I'll go Ravens just because y'all went with them. I mean, I say it's going to be a close game.
All right, next up we have the Chargers at the Texans.
Y'all pick on this one.
I'm going with the Chargers. I think Phillip Rivers, they really haven't fared that well the past couple games. I think this is the game that they come out of it and that they're going to take it.
I think they won last week.
Huh?
They won last week, I think.
Yeah, but I didn't like the way they won. I mean, it was just a crappy game to me.
I'm gonna pick Texans here. I like the running back. I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now, but they beat the Colts week 1, then they lost to them last week. So they look good. I don't think Chargers are really good this season, so I like the Texans.
I'm going to pick the Texans along with you. I think Texans are going to pull it out.
I like how y'all pick against me, but yet I always end up with more wins.
Me and him
Yeah,
were
yeah.
talking earlier about some stuff. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Next up we have the Giants at the Seahawks.
Didn't y'all pick against the Seahawks last week? Or
I
y'all
picked the
for 'em?
Seahawks.
I don't remember.
I picked the Seahawks.
I think this was the game that I won. That y'all either picked the Seahawks or I picked
I'd
them.
have to go look at my records.
Yeah, I had the Seahawks.
I'd have to look at my records. I
I'm
can't
pretty
be
sure I
certain.
did.
Okay, who you got here?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'd say. All right, Giants and Seahawks. I'm gonna say Eli Manning and his boys are gonna pull it out. They're 5-2. Seahawks are 4-3. Even though the Seahawks could pull it out, they're at home. They look good on home wins. But I'm gonna have to go with the Giants.
I'm going Giants.
Boy, it's gonna be cold in Seattle.
Yeah, I like the Giants here. Pete Carroll has got the Seahawks working good this season, but I think the Giants have just looked better. And you can't turn a team around in one season.
Chiefs at the Raiders.
took his
Last
job
week, y'all
again.
both picked against the Raiders. I didn't. And what was the outcome?
Freaking Raiders.
The Raiders
I hate the
won.
Raiders.
Yeah.
So I guess you got the Raiders here?
Did y'all pick them?
No.
No?
I'm going Raiders.
Okay. I picked Chiefs.
I picked the Chiefs.
If the Chiefs, they got the best most rushing yards in the NFL right now.
Thank you.
With both their rushers, Jamal Charles and the other one.
So you're saying that the Raiders defense can't stop them?
No, I'm not saying that they can't stop them. They won't stop them. If they do, Matt Castle.
Every time I pick the Raiders, they haven't went against me, so I'm going to pick them again. And let's see if we can get another one out of the boys.
All right, Colts at the Eagles.
Did Vic come back?
Vic is playing this week.
Okay. Y'all go ahead and pick.
I'm gonna go Colts here. Eagles, they do have a chance to win this game. I'm looking at them, all that on ESPN and all that on the sports radio. They have ways to win, but I think Colts just pull it out. Peyton Manning, can you tell me one of the wide receivers for the Colts this season?
Not off the top of my head.
Exactly.
But I mean-
he makes them weapons. Anybody, he'll make them a weapon.
I like how you just come out of nowhere with a messed up stat.
Oh well,
You better get them before they're in the marsh.
they're not gonna go that far.
I'm going Colts.
I'm going to pick against you. I'm going with the Eagles. They're at home. Vic's back. I think they can pull it out. Yeah, you're off the set. Yeah.
All right, and Sunday night we have the Cowgirls at the Packers.
The Cowgirls. I'm picking the Packers. My Packers didn't fail me last week. They're not going to fail. They're not going to fail me this week. I think they're going to pull it out Sunday night.
I love how you do this. My Packers didn't fail me. Well, last week you picked them. But the week before when they played the Vikings, neither one of you picked the Packers when I did pick the Packers. The Packers have won the past 2 straight games. First one against the Vikings, the second against who, Noel? Who, Noel?
Your paper's gone again.
No, I have the one that mattered.
I forgot.
All right, so you got the Packers here. I'm
I got the
guessing.
Packers here.
I'm going with Aaron Rodgers.
I got to pick against the Cowboys. Anybody who plays Cowboys, I'm picking against them.
The only thing the Cowboys got is the Cowgirls, the Cowboy cheerleaders.
Well, I was checking on the radio. Jacksonville, who played them last week, said that they quit near the end of the game.
They're playing at Lambeau, so it's Mr. Rogers' neighborhood.
Yeah,
It's gonna be cold again.
I got Packers here. And last but not least, on Monday night, the 5-2 Steelers and the 2-5 Bengals.
So, are you going to pick Chad Ochocinco along with Terrell Owens against Ben Roethlisberger and Troy Polamalu?
I think I'm gonna go with the Steelers on this one. No questions asked. Even though the Bengals might pull it out. They're at home on Monday night. Usually on a Monday night game, if you're at home, your crowd's there. There's no questions.
I like Steelers in this one. Ben Roethlisberger he's almost up there with Peyton Manning, but he's good.
I'm going with the Steelers
Right, so that's it.
because every time I pick the Bengals, they lose.
That's true. That's end of another week.
That's Rob.
That's Noel.
That's Reed.
We're out.
Should I do it? Should
If
I
you
do
want to.
it? Nah, I'm not doing it. Come back next week. You'll have something better.
Comment, rate, subscribe.